welcome back to my YouTube. Today is episode 5 of the How to Handstand series, and today's episode is all about our freestanding handstand. I'm so excited for this one because we're going to go through shape, we're going to go through all the little tips and tricks to getting a perfect freestanding handstand. Now, a little bit of info before we get started. If you are not at the stage of holding your own freestanding handstand yet, and you're still getting into the practice of kicking up and feeling where you are, this episode isn't for you. This is for the people that are holding for 3 to 4 seconds already and are wanting to perfect their handstand hold freestanding with no other help or no other adjustments that are needed other than what we're going to be talking about today, which is positioning, where the hand should be, where the shoulders are placed, all that sort of stuff. So, like I said, if you aren't at the point of holding 2 to 3, 4 seconds by yourself on the ground, this episode is not for you. Please check in from the other 4 episodes that we have done so far. Let's get started. Okay. Let's talk about head placement. Now, this is something that is very, very common. It's a very common question that I get in my DMs, in my online coaching, in my face-to-face coaching. Pretty much what we want to do is we want to be looking up at the very top of our eyelids to the middle of our palms between the 2 hands. So if we have our hands up above ourselves, instead of opening up the chest and looking down towards the hands, we're actually going to come into the middle and look up towards our palms. So you'll see in this video that I start by kicking up, my head is in front of my body, and by the end of it, I'm actually trying to bring my head closer in towards my shoulders and look straight up at the middle of my 2 palms. We do not at any time want our head to be too far forward, as it's going to really screw with your handstand line. We want our handstand line to be as strong and straight as possible. Now, this is for the perfectionist. If you aren't too worried about perfecting your handstand, then it is fine. You can have your head out. Just don't overexert it at any point where you strain your neck or it just doesn't feel comfortable. Okay, on to the number 1 topic for handstand, and it is positioning in your freestand. Now, majority of people will kick up to their handstand with their shoulders open, their head sticking out, their back arched, and their toes over their body, meaning that they're sitting in a very, very banana shape and focusing only on the strength in that hold. The main points for your handstand, starting from the fingers, we want an even amount of weight between all of our hands, including our fingers and palms. We want our elbows straight. We want our head locked into its ultimate position, which is between the shoulders looking up at the palms. We want our tummy and our core to be hunched inwards in a hollow body position. We want our hips rotated underneath so that your hips are pushing forward as your bum is squeezing down and under. We want our legs nice and tight together and our toes pointed. This is the best position that you can do in a handstand. We do not at any time want our back to be arched or in a banana. Now, saying that, if you are someone who has always learned or known to do a banana, the best way to get out of this is to go back to basics, go back to the wall holds, go back to the wall drills in episode 3, and make sure that you're really focusing on that hunch in the body and the hip under rotation. Everyone seems to not understand how to do the hip under rotation. What I mean by this, and I'm going to demonstrate in my little lounging wear. So, if I am here, I got my bikini on, don't worry. If I am here and I am arching through my handstand, under rotation, rotating my hips underwards, means that I want to push my hips forward, here, push my hips forward and squeeze my bum down and lock it in. So our hips come forward as our bum squeezes down and in. That's the idea of what we want to be doing. So, making sure we're doing that, we're making sure that our core is nice and hollowed out. You cannot engage your core unless your body position is hollowed out. That is a key fact. Don't be trying to use your core and tighten it and make sure that it's getting a good position if you're not in a good position already. You have to be in the position first to then engage your core. All right, moving on. Lucky last tip for this episode. It was a nice and quick one, but it was very, very to the point and very important that you guys know this stuff, is just the hand placement. So knowing where the weight should be in your hands. We want majority of the weight in our the circular motion of our palms. So we want some in the middle, some down the bottom, and then we want pressure in our fingers. Now we don't want weight in our fingers because usually if you're putting a lot of weight and pressure into your fingers, it means that you are falling. So we don't want that much weight or pressure. We want an even amount between our fingertips, the front of our palms, like the top of our palms, and the bottom of our palms. So we're using the whole hand, not just the fingers and not just the back of the palms, the whole hand. So making sure you've got evenly distributed weight between those points when you're doing a handstand. The only time you should feel extensive weight and pressure in your fingertips is if you're falling and trying to bring it back. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. That is it for today. Let me know below how it went for you. Send me some videos on Instagram. Hit me up if you want to do an online Zoom session for one-on-one coaching. I have them available. I actually make my availability for the week open on every Sunday before the week starts. So if you want to have a look at that, check out my website or check out Instagram stories on every Sunday. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.